What's up, everyone? How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing well. I am here to do a Fight 2 movie review. It's that time again. Sunday Fight 2 movie review. And today I will be talking about The Lords of Salem, directed by Rob Zombie. I'm gonna be the first one to admit I'm not really a big Rob Zombie fan. I did enjoy House of 1000 Corpse. The Devil's Reject, I couldn't get past by the motel scene. Had to turn it off then and couldn't watch it anymore. Halloween, the remake, when it first came out, I did not like the idea that they remade my favorite horror movie. And I bashed it, watched it, hated it. But then I bought it on Blu-ray because it was like $3. Gave it another chance. And it's not it's nowhere near as good as the original one, but it's not an awful movie. I know he changed stuff in the movie. He did things differently, but it's not a good movie. It's an alright film, but it's not as bad as I made it out to be. Part two, I have not seen part two, but I do have it. I did like El Super Bastardo, the animated movie that he made. I really enjoyed that. Um, So decided to finally watch this movie. I bought it. It's a blind buy. Weird movie, hard to explain. Cause from what I have heard and people have told me, they have watched it. They found it weird or they didn't like it, but then they watched it again and they enjoyed it. They started liking it more and more as they watched it. Every time they watched it, it took them a couple of viewings to understand it. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do another viewing of this, but it's not an awful movie. Yeah, it's a little bit disturbing in some scenes involving the little born baby and stuff, but it's not awful. I like the look of the film. I don't like Sherry Moon Zombie. I don't find her attractive. Hell, Dee Wallace is in this movie and she looks good. She looks more attractive than Sherry Moon Zombie, especially in Dee Wallace's age. You know, she's over 50 years old. But the movie Cherry Moon Zombie, her character, she's a radio DJ, along with Ken Forey and this other guy, and they're working. And then one night, they give her this vinyl record, and she takes it home, and her co-worker is gonna puts it on. At first, it doesn't work, then it starts working, and it's called the Lord of Salem's. And every time she puts the record on, she gets like into this trance, and it's like she's being possessed by these witches because the beginning of the movie shows all these witches. And her landlord, right, has these two sisters. So something's going on there, and she tells her landlord that the room number 5 is occupied. That she saw someone. Her landlord like, no, it's not occupied. Then one day she goes in there, and there's this cross, and there's this figure behind her. And then she gets invited. Then her landlord invites her over to meet her sisters. Then it turns out her landlord and her sisters are had this witch cult, and they're doing this Lord of Salem's night show about what happened in the past, with the witches and stuff, the Salem witches trial, and that's when basically she becomes part of the cult, and I like the ending. I like the ending, really cool ending. So yeah, kind of a hard movie to explain, but I didn't hate the movie. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was terrible. It's alright. I'll give it a couple more watches, until I see. Too bad it doesn't have that many special features. I'll probably listen to the Rob Zombie commentary for him to explain, what the hell was going on in some scenes. And the author of a book based on the Salem witches. The witch cult, the two witches that the two sisters of the landlord lady kills him. They basically bash his brains out. So yeah, it was an alright film. That's all I could say about that. But yeah, if you have seen The Lords of Salem, feel free to comment, tell me what you thought about it, and I'll see you next Sunday for another Fight 2 movie review, and take care.